Welcome, my name's Darren Reddy. I'm a director at Grange Partners, a chartered accounting practice that specialises in business profitability. And I'm here today with David Jennings, the director at Melbourne SEO, and David's the expert in how to create websites that actually drive traffic and hopefully increase your sales. So welcome, David.
Thank you for having us.
That's okay. So today the first part of what we're going to be talking about is really establishing what's the purpose of your business and why that actually impacts your website. Yeah. So you've really got to make sure that you're clear with your goals and the alignment of your business and how your website needs to look. So
yeah, I think it's really important to articulate that up front and thinking about where the website will play its role in the buying cycle, because all businesses have different buying cycles. Some businesses, someone might visit a website, they want to buy a $10 widget and they just hit buy it now and they're ready to go.
Yep. So on those websites, you wouldn't have, on websites with longer buying cycles, you wouldn't have, for instance, a shopping cart.
Yeah. The long buying cycle, because there are products and services that might take, you know, a 6 months or 12-month cycle to educate someone, and those types of sites might be more education based, helping to answer questions and teaching people why you're the expert and helping them go down that process as opposed to just hitting the buy it now button. Yep.
And for some people, they want to maybe sell their business in 2 or 3 years. So perhaps the website there can have a good database, for instance, that captures information that may be important if they're looking to sell the business in a couple of years.
Yeah, thinking about, well, what is the prospective buyer of the business going to be looking for? What are they going to see as an asset? I think a well built out website is a great asset, and a database where you're regularly communicating with them and you've built them up, a newsletter or something like that. But you kind of need to think about it up front. What's the objective? What's the purpose here of the website? And then that helps to guide what the website's going to look like and what needs to be included.
So once we've established the purpose of the website, it's really about digging in a bit deeper about who are your target markets. So what would you suggest? How would being clear about your target market impact how your website may look?
Well, one of the first things that I like to do, it's almost like you get into the mind of the prospect, of the person that you're going to be selling your products and services to, and then thinking, what is it that they would want to see or expect to see on the website to make a buying decision? So some specific products, like let's say you're a business that's selling a physical good, actually showing and demonstrating the use of that might be really, really important. Whereas maybe if you're selling service-based goods or if you're a service-based product, then you might want to have something that helps to position you more as the expert or answer some of their questions. So getting into their mind, thinking about what is it that they would be looking for just prior to making a decision can very much impact what you put on the website.
I've certainly found in terms of target markets that a lot of people don't go into it in enough detail. When we ask who's their target market, they'll say it's for instance males over 45, but there's a lot more detail that should go into it, because the images you have on your website, that would that impact that type of thing?
And also the copy as well, the way the headlines and what draws them in. You obviously, the whole process of sales is to try and meet the conversation that's going on in the person's mind. So the words that you put on the website, even into the titles and descriptions and those sorts of things which appear in the search engines, like in Google, you want to make sure that that is crafted in a way that it speaks to your target market.
So once we've established the purpose and the target market, getting clear on why your business is different to other businesses. Some people call it, you understanding your competitive advantage. So often I tell my business owners around, write two clear sentences on why your business is different or better than other businesses, and that gets it really, really clear in your head before you can then reflect that on your website. So how do some businesses really reflect their competitive advantage on their website?
Sometimes it comes down to thinking about, well, what is the competition doing in the space? So you can try and find, well, what is it that's going to make you different? A good example, we've got a sister company, Melbourne Video Production.
Yeah.
And in that video space, we saw everybody have all of these different websites where you could never actually tell how much video was actually going to cost. So we decided our competitive advantage was to actually package our products, have off-the-shelf videos that people could buy with very set prices. So we built that into the website where there's clearly articulated, here's what's included in the package, here's how much it's going to cost. And that came from understanding, well, our target's the small and medium-sized business owner, and they think, oh, video is this big, unapproachable thing. So we tried to say, well, here's a package, you know exactly what you're coming up for up front. And that was just a great way to help separate us from the competition. That I feel has been a competitive advantage for us.
Yep, sure. And what about navigation? Most people don't stay on websites for more than a few seconds, depending on what they're looking for. So the navigation of a website, what sort of impact does that have?
Well, you want to be thinking about every page should have a single purpose. One page, one purpose. And you want to make sure that once they get through the information, firstly, there needs to be the right message to market match. So if they're searching for something, you want to make sure that what they see on the website matches what they were searching. And then you want to make sure that you've got a good call to action that tells them what to do next. So that way you kind of lead them through the website. Again, it's understanding what that bigger picture looks like, what the buying cycle is, and then it's the same at a smaller sort of micro level that happens on the website as well. What is it that they would need to see if they're already on your website next to go ahead and fill out the form or to pick up the phone and give you a call?
Okay, so now we've actually built a website that's attractive and people want to come there. How do we actually get people to come to the website?
So I suppose there's a few different ways that you can look at it. Obviously, I think having a website set up that sells is the first point of contact, or the first thing that you need to do. Then you'll start to get the word out naturally just through your own marketing, because people who are actually considering doing a business with you or seeking you out, they're going to check out your website. It's the modern day business card. So you're going to get that kind of natural traffic that way. You might also get traffic through to your website through joint ventures, so aligning yourselves with like-minded businesses and other people who might have your prospects, and they might introduce you and your business and your website to their clients.
That's really interesting. I haven't heard too much about that. Has you had any sort of success in that area?
We've had some great success. I mean, this really is a good case study for that as well. It's finding business owners with like-minded businesses where it's not competing, it's more complementary, and then helps get us both more exposure to each other's. So it's almost like joint venture, but we've done some other ones as well where we did I was on a podcast for a gentleman who runs Small Business Big Marketing podcast, where basically I helped create some videos in exchange for him getting me onto a show and then introducing us to his audience. And that's just a great way to tap into people who've already got your existing clientele. And then it comes down to making sure that your website, when they get there, you understand, like we talked about, if you get the purpose and everything right, then you take them through the buying cycle.
And what about paid?
And paid is so then you've really got the two other forms, which is your organic and paid. So paid is kind of Google AdWords, Facebook, anytime that you're paying to get traffic. And that works really well as long as you know your numbers and you want to make sure that you're tracking everything, so you make sure you get a good return on your investment. And then organic or SEO type traffic is where you put out great quality content on the web, and then it starts to appear in Google. Now that's becoming, it doesn't have quite the return on investment that it used to, and people now, the expectations, Google's getting smarter. There's a few things that you want to be doing and following Google's best guidelines to get the best results.
Okay, fair enough. Now, you mentioned sort of trends in websites and SEO, that type of thing. What's happening overseas? What are some of the trends that you're aware of that are happening overseas?
I mean, the three big trends really are social, everything that's happening on social media now. People spend more time on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Google Plus than any other platform. So that's a huge trend, and understanding that it's very different from Google. You need to understand that the way that you operate in social media is very different, because social media is all about a conversation.
Yep.
And different platforms have different aspects to them. So Pinterest is more about great looking photos, and Facebook is about discussion and sharing things, and Twitter is more about very bite-sized conversations.
Yep.
So you have to think that way. That's probably one of the really big trends. The other huge trend we're seeing is mobile. The rise of mobile globally is huge, and we're only seeing that increase. So just the importance of making sure that your website is responsive, making sure that it loads quickly, looks great on mobile. I think that's really, really key. And then the final trend, and one that I just love, I see, is video. I think video is such a great medium for connecting with people. I mean, the people watching this now will get a sense for who we are just by watching this video.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the ultimate form of leverage. You can take your best salesperson or your best pitch, you record it once, you answer frequently asked questions, you do it once, but then you can use it many times over.
Absolutely. Fantastic, David. I think hopefully everybody's got some nice tips there that they can go away and implement in their business straight away. Thanks very much for your time,
Thank you.
and hopefully you've got something out of it. Thank you.